Hello viewers, hope you all doing good, and this is me Deepa Sundar. Saying here I'm a SAP ABAP developer and your educator. In our channel learn all about S4 HANA. Today we going to talk about the topic transaction code. So, if you are a student, beginner, or fresh, going to start or already started your career as an SAP ABAPer, then this topic is very important for you. So, please watch the full video. So, let's start with the questions like why need a transaction code and what is transaction code and benefits of this transaction code. So in SAP, as you all may aware of, like every screen has a or every screen or the functions or creating a table like reports or displaying customer data, whatever, it comes under a huge menu structure. So what is mean by the menu structure? So if it is like you have to go to the tools, then you have to select from there to the ABAP workbench, then you have to go to the next menu like development, and next to only the ABAP editor will come where you edit your or develop your functions or tables or reports. So these like it takes like time, and we have to pass on to these menus to go to our place. So to minimize the time, we are using the transaction code as a shortcuts to access all these screens and functions. So the why transaction code is just for to reduce this to increase the speed and for efficiency we are using this transaction code. So what is transaction code? So what is transaction code is, you can call the transaction in short as T code. Okay, so it's a shortcut command. It's a shortcut command that directly takes you to a specific task or uh, program or function or screen. So these are all the ABAPers where the ABAPers work in frequently, right, in SAP. So this is what is transaction code is all about. Once again, I will tell you, you can call this transaction code as an T code. Is a shortcut command that directly takes you to the specific task, program or screen in SAP instead of navigating through multiple menus. That is where the important point is. So, okay, there is also another question. How ABAPers work with this T code? So, ABAPer developers use T code every day to develop their programs, develop and manage their programs, and for debug and for test, they use this transaction code to test the test code, and they work with data dictionary. This is where most of ABAP's work is. For example, S11, you can have create or view the tables, views and structures and much more, etc. So next, they handle the transports and versions by using this T code. So the last is like they work with function modules and clauses and enhancements, everything through this transaction codes. So we'll see what are the transaction codes that is mostly frequently used by ABAPers. So we'll see what is the commonly used T codes by ABAPers. So the first one is AC11, where it is a very most frequently used transaction code, I can say, where we have an ABAP dictionaries. Okay, so this is the place we can create or change all the tables views, data elements, structures. We can create our their domain types. Everything is under this transaction SE11. So the next one is a SE38. This is also an important transaction code where we create and execute all our ABAP programs in SE38. So next is, and also the reports also created under this SE38. Okay. So next is the SE80. This is the object navigator. We can say it is an object navigator. It is a central workbench for programs, classes, function modules. You can create everything under this SE80. Even that 38 also comes inside this SE80. You can navigate through the menus given. So there are like packages, function modules and programs are all comes in this under this SE80 transaction code. The next is the SE37. It is for the function module builder. You can build your function module in this SE37 transaction, and you can create the class. You can build your own class under this transaction SE24. So classes are all as an ABAPer, we know it is a OOPS concepts all comes under this classes. So it is in transaction code SE24. And the smart forms is for to create a SAP smart forms, like layouts you can create, and you have to go for a layout, then you have to create a SAP smart forms in this smart forms transaction code. And next is, if you after creating a smart forms, you need to style it, right? So for that we have to use the smart style. For say, you can define styles for smart forms. So ST05 is a testing and debugging and comes under this testing and debugging transaction code. And this ST05 is for especially SQL praise. When we write tables creations, there will be a lot of like SQL queries like selections, inner joins, everything. So we have to check the commands, SQL queries commands by ST05. So it is to check the performance of our program. So it is a performance analysis transaction code. And next is the SC30 or SAT. This is also a very important testing debugging transaction. So this is the runtime analysis. We have to check the runtime analysis. This C mode, S mode and all this for enhancement and for baddies. So what is the S mode means? To find and manage the user exits enhancements. So this C mode is to implement the enhancement. And the last both is for SE18 and SE19 is a baddie transaction code, where you define a baddie, you will define and implement the designed enhanced baddies. So this is all what transaction codes that used by ABAPers. Okay, as a conclusion of this video, all these transaction codes are used for faster, safer, and consistent. So we'll see all these transaction codes in a practical. In the next video, I'll show about each of transaction, what all the things we see in each transactions and how it works. So if you feel this video has an enough information, then share it too, especially with students, freshers, beginners who want to take their career as an SAP ABAP developer. Share with them, because sharing knowledge is a beautiful thing in the world. So thank you for watching once again. Keep watching. If you want to keep watching the videos of Learn All About S4 HANA. If you like it, really subscribe it. Thank you.